Hey, how you doing? I'm Van. Welcome back to, well, not welcome back, but welcome to the hotel room. I'm here for a couple of days just for work. It's very exciting stuff. I know you need all the details, and you'll get them. You're not going to get them. But I recently hit 2,000 subscribers. I did it, I think, last night. I think overnight, because I fell asleep at like 8 p.m. last night, and I woke up to 2,000. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate it more than you could possibly realize. I didn't expect to hit 2,000, God, really at all, but like, ideally it was before the end of the year. That was my goal, and you guys blew that out of the water, so thank you so much. That said, I posted a short a couple of days ago just basically saying ask me whatever you want to ask me and I will answer it in a video, and I was gonna spend most of this trip playing Genshin and Honkai so I could have a lot of like content stacked up and ready to go whenever I got back, but I forgot my Wi-Fi dongle. So I can't do that. This video may go up today. We're going to really see. I'm going to see if I can get it to go to my phone and do it that way. But I'm going to respond to the comments that I got on that video. I wrote down all of them. I would just look at it on my screen or something, but yeah, also make sure you subscribe. I want to try to hit more than 2,000. I want to get to 2,500 by the end of the month now. Look, you've given me a little bit. Now you got to give me the rest. We got to build it up. We got to get we got to get those numbers up. That's what I meant to say. So Jerry L. Jeremy 7790 wants to know what my goal is for this channel and how I intend to improve it, besides reading. I'm gonna go ahead and address this one. I know Mr. Jerry here was saying it in a light way, but a lot of people have been commenting on my Honkai video, especially about me not reading dialogue. Just because you haven't read the dialogue, just because you haven't finished reading the dialogue, doesn't mean that I haven't finished reading the dialogue. If that dialogue is on the screen, I've read it. When I say I don't plan on skipping dialogue, what I mean is I'm neither reading nor am I letting the character speak. If I'm not letting the character speak, but I am reading it, that dialogue is not skipped. And I will die on this hill. You will not push me over this hill. That is not something that's going to happen. To improve the channel and to improve what I want to do with the channel, really my first goal is to establish some kind of a schedule. And to do that, I'm awful. I'm terrible at multitasking. I need you to understand that I'm terrible. And so what you're getting right now is just kind of the result of me not really having the amount of time or energy that I'd like to have to focus to this and make it consistent and make it good. Things will come in bursts whenever I have time, and then they'll peter off like they have right now because life is in the way. So a consistent schedule is number one. Number two, larger variety of games, man. I'm a gamer. I've been a gamer my whole life. I've got a ton of games on my computer right now that I'm not playing, and I've got a ton of games in my backlog that I haven't played. I've got a lot of stuff that I want to bring to the forefront. And after, you know, the gaming takes off, because that's kind of where I'm just going to stick for now. It's what I know the best. It's what I'm the most comfortable with. But once that takes off, we'll see, you know? Like, I'm open to basically anything and everything, so whatever happens, happens. But right now, my main goal is consistency, and I struggle with that, and I'm going to struggle with that. So, for now, this is where we're at. Ruby Oil wanted me to ask if Kiki, I don't remember her actual name. Ruby wanted to know if Kiki is going to be my main DPS throughout the entirety of my Genshin playthrough, and the answer to that is maybe. Right now, the way my team comp is working is 3 main, and then my 4th one is a rotating slot, so I can determine if I like them or not. That 4th slot will determine who is my main DPS. If I find somebody and I like them way more than Kiki, she's being swapped out. I'm sorry, I hate to break it to you. I'm a power gamer. I gotta do the damage, I gotta get them numbers up. But Kiki will likely stay my primary DPS for a long time, mostly because I'm unfamiliar with the game and I know that she's good. She's good enough to carry at least through the mid-game, so we're going to keep it with that. Commander Wiggly wants to know what he should get for lunch tomorrow, and considering you asked that yesterday, this isn't going to be much help, but you should probably look into getting Chinese food, just in general. Like, I don't know when the next time you're going to eat lunch is, but, you know, if you're feeling something, I go Chinese. My boo wants to know what I plan to do when I can no longer say playing blank for the first time, or I've never played blank. You know, whatever. There's always going to be new games. There's always going to be new stuff for me to try. There's always going to be new things, and right now the main goal is to build my brand as me anyway. Like, I've got to get my face out there, I've got to get my voice out there, I've got to get my personality out there, got to build my audience. So, at the point where I can no longer say that I'm not playing Genshin for the first time, like if I start over, I feel like the only way that that's going to happen is if I have done tremendously well with Genshin and only make Genshin content, or only make Honkai Star Rail content, which doesn't sound like me. But if I ever do make it to that point, I don't know, I'll figure something out, man. At that point, like, I'm clearly doing it full time. If I have beaten Genshin to the, like, if I have played enough Genshin to where I can't say I'm playing it for the first time, I clearly something is working for me, so we'll figure it out. We'll figure something out, don't worry. I hit my microphone. Do not worry. I'm a creative man. I may not be very smart, but I am creative, and that has gotten me through a lot. Land Past 455 wants to know, can I do a backflip? I can do one backflip. I'll land on my head and break my neck and die, but I can do one backflip. Also, I had a couple of different questions about who my favorite characters in Honkai are, or who my favorite Archons are, or who my favorite characters in Genshin are. To answer your questions in mass, I don't know. I do not know. I am intentionally staying as much in the dark as I possibly can about these games. I am not looking up anything, despite the fact that my grubby little fingers really want to start Googling the Genshin wiki. I know, it's probably, I should probably look into it and get involved with it, but I want to see what the game can just present to me in a way that I will be like, oh, that's cool, let me look into that. I don't want to spoil anything for myself, you know? Which, spoilers don't bother me, really. Like, people, you know, watching for it in the comments are one thing. I appreciate you watching out for it. But I don't, spoilers don't bother me. I'm not going to remember what they said. Like, it doesn't register whenever there's names and places that I don't recognize. I read it, and then it's word spaghetti. I think I've said that before, but it's word spaghetti, and that spaghetti, it doesn't stick. And then lastly, we have Niels Roseboom asking a combination of what games I plan on putting on the channel and what are my favorite games. So to answer the first question, I don't know. Whatever works. The plan right now is to play Genshin and Honkai until I start seeing, you know, them not giving me the returns that I'm looking for. And then at that point, I'll probably branch out into other gacha games, and then from there, JRPGs, and from there, traditional RPGs, and so on and so forth. That's really my wheelhouse, is action RPGs and RPGs in general. That's what I prefer and always have. So likely, if you see another game on the channel, it's gonna be one of those. I play everything except for puzzle games, simulators. No, I play everything except for puzzle games, sports games, and racing games. Basically everything else, I have no issues putting on the channel. I have no issues streaming anything once I have the time to do it. I have no issues playing any game as long as I can afford said game. I like gaming. It's my hobby. It's my number one hobby. It always has been. And so to answer your question about the 5 favorite games, you didn't say 5, but I'm going to say 5 just for the sake of simplicity. In no particular order, we have Kingdom Hearts 2, Bloodborne, Final Fantasy Tactics Advance, Neo 2, probably. I had a really long playthrough with my best friend in that game, and it's held kind of a special place in my heart since then. Phenomenal game. Love it to death. And then probably Sly Cooper. I've got a lot of memories with that game. It was one of my dad's favorite games, and especially, you know, this past September after he passed away, it's really become more of like a nostalgia thing for me to look at those games and to play those games. I've been playing through the first one, as a matter of fact, and it's still good. It still holds up really well. I don't think I would have considered the Sly games in my top 5 before my dad's passing, but you know, it makes me think of him, and it makes me feel a little better. But as far as what the plans look like for content going forward on the channel, I plan to play Genshin and Honkai. That's pretty much where I'm going to stick for the time being. I will eventually dabble into Wuthering Waves and into ZZZ, maybe even into Honkai Impact 3rd, because I know a lot of people have recommended that one. I do plan on reacting to a bunch of stuff as well. I'm going to see if I can get my phone hotspot to work well enough that I can actually react to something today, because I have a lot of time to kill. I am just sitting in this hotel room. I might as well be doing something. So I'm going to try to do that. If not, then expect regular content to be back up on the channel either Wednesday night or Thursday night. It's going to depend on how I feel whenever I get home. There's a 4-hour drive drive between here and there, so I may just want to lay on the couch and do nothing. As always, thank you guys so much, and thank you for helping me reach 2,000. It really means a lot. It really does. I'm really glad to be seeing growth. I'm really glad that you subscribed, and I'm really glad that I'm not the most annoying person on this website, even if some people may disagree. But thank you guys so much for watching, and y'all have a great rest of your night.